Hi, welcome to Geometry by Doing. So usually when you take a geometry class, you are used to using a protractor, a ruler, making marks on sheets of paper, and then doing various theorems in geometry. So in contrast, what we are going to do is quite different. We are actually going to use paper and fold edges and create shapes out of them. We will see that there is no more need for ruler even. You just need a piece of paper, preferably a nice clean oblong sheet of paper like that. We will do everything based on that only. For that, what I need is a piece of paper, some color pen so that you can mark shapes, triangles, that kind of thing, points, triangles, all of this stuff. These are the only two things you really need. If you have a ruler, that's convenient, but it's not necessary. You need a pair of scissors. Again, it's convenient, not a necessary. You can actually do most of it by tearing, but it's good idea to have this. This is it. And we are going to do by building, not by calculation. It's useful to have a book to make some notation so that you can follow along. The idea is I'm going to give you a recipe and you can actually fold it and see. And you will see lot of geometrical proofs become evident when you fold it and see. This is the purpose of this whole exercise. And we are going to start. We are now going to learn how to fold an equilateral triangle from a sheet of paper. So we start out with a rectangular sheet of paper like that and mark the two ends orange and blue so that we know which end we are talking about. So we first fold it lengthwise in half as shown and make a sharp crease. This will divide the paper into two. Now we take the blue corner and fold it to the center through the orange corner, like so. Do this properly so that you get a sharp, clean crease. Now fold the flap over all the way until the free end meets the crease, like so, and make another crease. Now take the orange corner and do the same thing. Fold it through the through the blue corner and make a sharp crease. And then fold the flap across until the free end meets the crease as shown. Now open it out and you will get an equilateral triangle. There you go. The sides are to be marked. The corners are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And the triangle ACG or AGC is an equilateral triangle, as you can see by comparing the sides. Now we are going to see what are the properties of equilateral triangles. For that, we are going to mark some triangles. So we're going to take a blue pen and mark the vertical and three triangles on the left and the big triangle on the right through using a red pen or orange pen. Okay, so we're going to call that triangle 1, the big one, and the other two things triangle 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so now we are ready to see some properties. The first property we are going to see is that triangles 4, 3 and 2 are actually identical. They are what is called congruent. The way to see that with folding is very easy. We can fold one on top of the other. So 3 and 4 can be folded on top, 3 and 2 can be folded on top. So all three are the same. So next property we are going to see is that the area of these three triangles, 2 plus 3 plus 4, is the area of triangle 1, which is the same as the area of the triangle ABG. So those two things are the same. But because the three triangles are the same, that means 3 times the area of triangle 4 equals area of triangle 1, which is the same as the area of triangle ABG. Okay, but they share the same base. Can you see the base AB? Both 4 and triangle ABG share the same base. So since the area of a triangle is half base times height, so that means that the height of the triangle 4 must be equal to 1/3 of the height of the triangle ABG. So we are going to mark bases and heights. So the side of the triangle is called B. We are going to mark it as B on the big triangle. So that's half B because it's half of the big triangle. The height is H, which I am showing right now. So now for the smaller triangles, the base is B again. The height is 1/3 of H. So the remaining height is 2/3 of H. So that base is B over 2. that base is b over 2. We are going to write it inside the triangle. So that height is 1/3 of h, and this oblong side is 2/3 of h. Okay. So now we are ready to show the next property, which is that point E, which is called the centroid of the body, is exactly 1/3 of the way from the base. Right? So that height is 1/3 h. Now, we are now going to show that there is a relationship between the height h and the side b. So for that, we are going to cut out triangle 2. So I'm going to cut that out. You can see I'm cutting it out. Be careful if you're doing it along with me. Be careful. Just cut this thing out like that. Okay. Now put it on top of triangle 1. So color it so that you know which triangle you're talking about. So now we can show that that corner angle and that corner angle are the same. Why? Because if I can put it on top of each other, they coincide. Same way to the base. The base is right angle, and that corner and that corner is the same. Can you see that? So these three corners are the same. So the triangles are similar because their angles are the same. Right? Which means that the side ratios are the same. So those two side ratios and those two side ratios have to be the same. So we're going to use that information to say that triangles 2 and 1 are similar because they have the same angles. So the side ratios, so we are going to talk about the side ratios. So the base of the side of the first triangle is 2h over 3 over b must be equal to b over 2 over h. So that means h squared is equal to 3 over 4b squared. H is root 3 over 2b. So the height of the triangle is root 3 over 2 times the base of this triangle. Okay. All of it proved just by folding and cutting out one triangle. Thank you.